Hey y'all, this is the collector on the corner, and there's the collector.
Gotta turn my arrow on.
That didn't work.
That didn't work out so good, did it?
No, it didn't. Well,
Why did you turn that lever on, Davy?
I ain't touching that sucker.
You ain't touching that sucker?
Is that for cutting like the turkey for...
You cut metal or plastic?
Okay, yeah, he went to an auction the other day. I didn't want him.
Auction
I
yesterday.
didn't want him to, but he snuck off anyway.
Kind of a record.
Yes, it
I only
was.
spent $22.50.
Yes, he bought those two things.
I only really bought two items or 8 items,
those
whichever way
two
you want
things.
to look at it.
Uh-huh.
They had these big casters there,
Uh-huh.
and I kind of wanted them, and one of them's got a brake on them, 2 of them's got brakes on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to build a little stand table
Uh-huh.
that I can put heavy stuff on and be able to roll it around, mainly put my table saw on it. But I ain't going to be limited to just table saw. I'll have it where I can take table saw off and put a car engine on it or whatever. And I give $12.50 for choice on the table, and I took them. So
What, Pumpkin?
they sold choice again, same table, and they got $25. I don't know how that worked out. You know, I got somebody just must have walked up there that wasn't there when I bought these casters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept selling choice off the table till they got down to $5. And when they got down to $5, they asked if anybody else wanted any of them out of $5, and I thought, well, I'd gamble on these 2 air tools. And I've done took them out there and used this morning, old Dodge front cap. There was some bolts in there that you wasn't gonna get out, and I stuck that in the little crack between 2 pieces of metal and cut them bolts in 2. And then I used this to take the bolts out. It worked good. Both of them.
Well, good.
So the gamble paid off.
Uh-huh.
I'm beginning to get it.
But he was gone all day, so I wonder what he was off doing.
Well, it takes all day when you go to auction because you stay till the last thinking you're going to get that great bargain. Now, I bid on a lot of stuff that I didn't buy.
Uh-huh.
But I'm beginning to get a good supply of air tools.
Whoa.
I'm going to start out another drawer, I guess.
Whoa.
I'll get, when all of them work, and all of them been bought at auction for just small amounts of
Ta-ta?
money.
Your favorite word? Ta-ta?
What?
It was bought for ta-ta?
This here didn't come from auction.
What is it?
That's something that I wanted to show anyway. It's just a show and tell deal.
Oh, show and tell.
This is a metalizing gun.
Metalizing.
And where it come from down at the college in Walnut Ridge where
I think it's got some dirty daubers in it.
where they got the Air Base Museum.
Uh-huh.
And that used to be a World War II air base, and I'm sure this was something left over from World War II. But you run wire in there and you hook your torches to it, and it blows a flame out, and in that flame there's wire, and you can take and build something up with hot molten metal.
Wow.
It's a metalizing gun.
Wow.
I've never used it. It just...
Can I borrow it?
What you gonna metalize?
I'm going to build something up.
But anyway,
Yes.
I can actually walk all
Yeah.
the way back to here.
Yes.
I've been working in my shop.
Look at that.
See, them shelves I bought at auction.
Look at that over there.
Well, yeah, that hadn't been touched yet.
Okay.
But them shelves over at the auction that I bought,
Yeah.
$15 for sale. See, I used 2 of them.
Oh, boy. Look at you can't even walk over there to get to the shelf.
Well, I was sorting bolts. If that stuff I went to the auction and got,
Uh-huh.
See, I put them. I went through them bolts and sorted them.
Boy, you're gonna make it real easy on those
half-inch bolts.
on those thieves that come and visit
They're
you.
stove bolts.
You know,
But-
did you hear me?
What?
You're gonna make it real easy on those thieves that come
Yeah,
and
we'll
visit
make
you.
it easier on thieves.
Yeah.
Organize it where they don't have to hunt.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff I just been leaving in cans because they're all different sizes.
Yeah.
Like flat washers and stuff like that.
Phillips.
I ain't sorted through them yet. But anyway,
Screw.
just like that right there, that's a bunch of eye bolts.
Wow.
But I don't think a dirt dauber can make it through that hole. and get
Oh,
in
he
there.
can.
But anyway, see, I got more bolts there I've been sorting on.
Yeah.
But I sit right there and set my beer right there and drink a beer and sort bolts for about an hour or two until I get tired of doing
What
it.
happened to your tea?
What?
What happened to your tea?
Well, when you're sorting bolts, you drink a beer.
Is that so it don't matter which can you get it in? It's all right?
Yeah, I guess. No, that's real handy. I got bolt bins
Over here.
over here, too.
Uh-huh. Oh, boy.
Almost everything you see here, that
Is
welder,
it's crap.
that compressor, that other big compressor back there, the toolboxes, them bolt bins, that car engine, them tools there, almost everything in here
Uh-huh.
has been bought at auction.
Uh-huh.
And
I can't, honey. I'll follow you in a minute.
when you go to auction, that's one place where, you know, sometimes you'll pay too much, but more often than not, you can buy stuff for, you know, not pennies on the dollar, but dimes on the dollar, you know.
Nickels on the dollar.
Yeah. And even this place right here, this building,
Yes, this building.
this store building, this land right here, this half acre right here,
Uh-huh.
it was bought at a tax forfeit auction.
And what did you do to it?
I covered up with junk. I made it into.
I took a picture of it when we first got it, and there was nothing.
And here's something I want to show too. There was a guy who went to auction the other day and was doing his auction video, and he showed one of these here, and he said, "Boy, that'll be real good for fencing and wire."
Uh-huh.
But what these are, they're made for cable,
Uh-huh. Oh, for cable.
and that's rounded out.
Uh-huh.
And what I did, I welded a piece of steel on the bottom, flat plate. He'll have to do that or it won't hold barbed wire.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. I'm
But
sorry.
anyway, yo. But anyway.
Uh-huh. Anyway, when
I
are you
promise
going
y'all
to
a
get this?
story. I promise
When are
y'all
you
a
going to
story.
get this cleaned up?
Yeah, well, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Being
I'm gonna rent a-
me, and I got to take time off and go to auctions, which I'm going to one this afternoon. There's a
I
Sunday
know. I
afternoon
just
auction.
found it out too. He
I just
didn't.
now informed her.
Hey, can I hire me a skid steer or something and just come out here and just push and push? And you know how you want to make it where no one can see through the fence? They won't be able to see through the fence.
You pile up along the fence?
Yeah, but they can come along and pick
Okay,
through.
I got a story.
Okay, what's your story?
This time of year, the mother chickens go to setting and they start hatching.
Uh-huh.
And when them baby chickens is peeping in my eggs, them black snakes, chicken snakes I call them, they got a white belly, they'll hear them baby chickens are peeping. And they'll crawl under that hen and swallow them eggs with them baby chickens and get the baby chickens what's hatched. And sometimes they'll strangle the mother hen and kill her. And, you know, there's plenty of mice for them eating, but no, they go after the easy meals.
Yes.
And one night I went in there after dark to collect the eggs, and I reached in a chicken nest. And there was one of them chicken snakes in there swallowing eggs, and I grabbed that snake in the dark.
He screamed
They
like
give
a
me-
he screamed like a girl.
Anyway, so they're prevalent in this part of the country. There's a lot of them. And these people from away from here, they bought this remodeled house, It was an old house, probably built in the 1800s. And it was all bricked up and it was real nice. It was one of them little houses, real old, had 2 front doors. And you walk up on the porch, be a nice concrete porch and everything. And you walk up on the porch and there's 2 doors. And the door to the left, you went in it, and that's what they called the parlor. Mm. And if you went in the door to the right, that brought you into where the fireplace was and the kitchen and all that, the living room. They called it the living area. They lived there in the parlor. They kept that all clean and everything when somebody come, you know. And then the bedrooms and stuff was in the back, and they slept mostly in that living room because that fireplace didn't put out much heat in winter. They froze unless they was facing it. The front side of them be cooking, the back side of them be freezing. But anyway, they bought this house. It had been bricked up and remodeled and all that. And they moved here, and this woman, she owned a pair of cockatiels, and she'd had them for a long time, more than 10 years. And she had a special cage for them and all that. So the first thing she did when she come in that house was set up their cage and got them out of their carriers and put them in the cage and give them their feed and water and got them all situated right there in what we would call the living room. And they messed around there that afternoon, you know, and they needed to go get groceries and stuff, and Walmart at that time stayed open 24/7. It was after dark. So they run up there to Walmart to get them some groceries and stuff they needed from Walmart. And when they come home, she had some more pets.
I know.
She, inside that cage, she had 2 of them big black snakes with a white belly with big lumps in the middle of them. And the lumps were so big that they couldn't get back out of the cage. And that's not a funny story. It's kind of a horrible story.
Yeah, it is. It's sad.
But that's just the way it is. A lot of people don't realize if you have animals and stuff and live in the country, a lot of these animals that, you know, they're native to here and that, but they come under classification of being varmints. And the only way you can keep them and be sure they don't do something like that no more times is to kill them.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we don't have as much snake trouble here as we used to because them geese that Debbie's got, they'll eat a little snake.
Yeah.
And then the sheep keep this ate down real good. Mm-hmm. And at night, me and Debbie like listening to them too. Old hooting owls. Mm-hmm. Them big old owls. And if you'll fasten your chickens up at night in a coop, that owl won't bother them like a hawk will get them during the day. But an owl, he won't bother your chicken. But he'll fly around out there and any rats or snakes he sees. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is if they go across that pig pen, the snake goes across pig pen, he won't make it all the way across. Them snakes, pigs like to eat snakes. But anyway, that's the snake story. And I got one more story I want to tell about a guy. He's not here anymore. But he was a young man, tall, lean, and he loved baseball. When he was in grade school, he read every story about every baseball player and every library book there was. He liked to play baseball at recess and everything, and he was a lefty, and he had an arm on him that wouldn't quit, and he could strike everybody out. He just loved to throw balls. And when he wasn't doing nothing else, he was bouncing the ball off the side of the barn and catching it with his other glove, you know, with his right hand. And he played ball, and he got to be known to be a real good baseball player. And these colored folks over there, black people, they had him a ball team. And he was a white boy, and his folks was sharecroppers, had a sharecrop 40, 50 acres of cotton for a guy, lived in an old sharecropper house, poor, had an old jalopy pickup. Anyway, this Roland McCarroll, he was the captain of that baseball team. He told that guy, he said, come got that kid, he said, we got a baseball tournament going, and he said, we wants to win it. And he said, this team, ain't nobody ever beat them. And we want you to come pitch for us, be part of our team and pitch for us. And he liked to play baseball. Yeah, I'll do that. So they come and got him, and they got in their church bus. It was an old 1941 Ford bus, and it wasn't very big. It was one of these little smaller buses, and they had all their baseball gear and all them families, and they was, packed in that bus like sardines. And he said, I was standing up in that bus and had to bend over because the roof wasn't very tall. And he said, they drove and they drove and they drove and they drove and they drove. And he said, they stopped and we all got out and went by off into the side of the road and peed. And he said, we got back on and we rode and we rode and we rode. And we finally showed up across the Mississippi River on a big old tall bridge and stopped at this place. He said, we was in Cairo, Illinois. And he said, that other team, they did the deal, the coin toss, and the other team was up to bat first. He said, so I was on that pitcher's mound, and he said, I had all kinds of balls, curve balls and fast balls and this, that. And he said, I'd throw a different ball about every third throw. Well, they wouldn't know what was coming. He said, I'd come around from behind. He said, just like that. He said, I struck them first three batters out. Strikeout. Never got a hit. And he said, so we went on up there, and it was our turn to bat. And he said, I'm the only white guy there. He said, everybody else is black people. And he said, I'm all up there, and they're all looking at me. And he said, some of them calling me names and different stuff. He said, they don't like me at all. I struck out their star batters. Anyway, he said, and they're calling me names, and he said, but our team managed to get a couple home runs, first inning. And he said, boy, that really made them, this was getting, the tension was in there. And he said, boy, it looked like a fight was going to break out. And he said, I told that guy, he said, I better go back and hide in the bus. He said, no, it'll be all right. You just stay here and you pitch. He said, I didn't much want to. And he said, I thought about letting him get a hit. And I thought, no. They called me these names and saying they don't want me out there and this and that. He said, so I decided I was going to strike everybody out. He said, I pitched that whole game, struck everybody out. And he said, we won by 3 home runs is all we got. He said, we got 2 the first inning and 1 the second inning, and they never let us get another home run. It was just one of them deals, And he said, the game was over pretty fast. And he said, when I struck that last guy out and we won, he said, all them people out of them stands and crowds come rushing out in that field. And I thought they was going to tear me to pieces. And he said, that crowd got me up on their shoulders and marched me up and down the street in Cairo, hollering, yelling, and went into the restaurant there and had them cook me the best meal, one of the best meals I ever had, and give me beer and all, pat me on the back. And he said, they was all just the nicest people you ever seen. And he said, so... He said, I get home and I get a letter in the mail. And some scout from the major leagues or minor leagues or baseball, I don't remember which was, but some baseball scout invited him to come for a tryout in the fall.
Oh, wow.
A certain day to go to Florida and give a number to call and say, call this number and we'll send you a bus ticket, this and that, and told him where you need to go and what all you need to bring and all that, He was all excited. He was going to get to go, but he's kind of scared too. He's just 18 years old and had never really been away from home except he went to Cairo, Illinois once. And his fate, bad luck would have it, just about the time the cotton bowls went to opening, time to pick cotton, his daddy got sick and took to his deathbed. and he's the oldest boy. And him and his mama had to pick that cotton, and he was the only one knowed how to drive that old jalopy truck and keep it running so they could haul the cotton into the gym. So he didn't get to go on that baseball tryout.
That's
And
sad. Very sad.
so they picked their cotton, and then they went on down into the bottoms and picked more cotton to earn a living. And while he was down there picking cotton, he met this pretty girl that he fell in love with, and him and her got married, you know, and he thought about trying to go for a baseball tryout again, but she didn't think much of that idea, so he never did ever do that again. But he said he was never so scared in his life as when he won that game, and he said, you know, 200 or 300 people come running at you, and they're all directions. You ain't got nowhere to go but stand there. Hope you don't crap in your pants, is what he said. But anyway, old Bob was his name. And he quit sharecropping, and he found his niche in life of running an asphalt machine, laying down hot mix asphalt. He was one of the best guys in the world on an asphalt machine. If it broke down, he knew what was wrong with it and just how to adjust it and make it work and all that. He run an asphalt machine almost his whole life, every summer. But that's the story for today, and goodbye and good luck to you from the dirty. We're speaking to you from the dirty shop. See, I've got a tractor way back over in that corner. I'd like to get out of here.
I don't know if you can see
It's
it.
a 300 International
But
utility.
it's been dirty like this for over 20 years, darling.
And there's a 1964 MG Midget.
Yeah,
in
anybody
that
want to
corner
buy
right
it?
there.
Yeah.
I need to get out of there.
Anybody want to buy it?
That belongs to my daughter-in-law.
Uh-huh.
And we was getting it running, and we built a new motor for it. And that thing's got a positive ground, and she stuck the battery in it backwards to negative ground and melted every wire under the hood.
Well, anyway,
goodbye and good luck to you.
we're coming to you from Messyville in
The hoarder place.
Pocahontas, Arkansas.
Well, this is what a hoarder's place typically looks like.
I'm not a hoarder. I don't like this.
Well,
I
I
wish
know
you'd
you're
clean
not.
it up.
But your daddy was.
No, my daddy was a junkyard man. He had junk. That's not junk. That's not junk. That's not junk. That's a broken bucket. Why isn't that been gone long time ago? Come on, mister.
Well, your dad did always pick up after himself.
Yes, and put his tools away.
Yeah.
Something you don't do.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell everybody bye. Tell them like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.
But I'm going to auction this afternoon. I don't know if I'll buy anything or
Oh,
not.
he may not go to an auction this afternoon. He may be injured. Yeah, give me that evil eye.
Well, he's going to start that auction about noon, I think. 12:30 or
Oh,
something
you're
like
you're
that.
gonna be tied to a chair about noon.
bye,
Well, anyway, yeah. Bye, y'all, and thanks for watching. And please like and subscribe and comment below and share with your friends, your buddies, your non-buddies. Just share, 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 and y'all have the greatest of days. And Addie says bye. Bye, y'all. Bye.